Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix, an ordinary town in Anno 1800 on a small island somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but at least a beautiful island at that, isn't it? And with that, welcome back to the One Island Challenge. We're still on our way to the New World with our ship. And meanwhile, what we can do in Phoenix is quite a lot actually. So let's just check real quick our income here, our resources. And what I can see is that soap is rather low. And we should definitely start boosting soap a bit more. And for that, I do have my rendering works here, plus the soap factory, right? And we can go ahead with the next pig farm now. Now, some of you may have already been suggesting that I should build the silo already. No, I'm not. As long as I have some room left for pig farms, I'm going with the pig farms, because once I want to build, or once I'm going to build the silos, I'm going to consume extra grain, so I do need more grain plantations. And right now, it's just not that much worth it. As long as we still have the pig farms, we're doing extremely fine. Let's build 2 pig farms actually for that. And with that, I can build 2 more rendering works. I could actually build 4 more rendering works. Now let's just go ahead with the soap factory there. And this one definitely will also need its warehouse. Let's just build this one over there, together there with the slaughterhouses. How's it looking with the sausage there, by the way? Sausage is looking fantastic. Now, we are really low on bricks. Who would have thought, right? I was pretty high on bricks already at one point. And yeah, over here we have the next brick production now that I'm starting. There you go, in all their glory. That means we now have 3 brick productions up and running, and that will lead to a potential of 6 per minute then that we can have. 6 bricks per minute. We can still go ahead with this one, leading to 8 per minute. That's not even that much, considering all the resources we're going to need at some point. Now, also, I'm still waiting a bit on the beer, because I know some of you are already kind of like shaky hands over the buttons with the beer. I'm not going with the beer yet. It's not worth it. Beer is extremely expensive, and we just don't have enough artisans and workers to really satisfy that for the taxes. I'm not doing that at this point. We rather just develop our town with, yeah, well, a few more workers. There you go. And also this block here, we got plenty of timber really to just get cracking on all of those workers there, and yeah, really build up something beautiful here, as we can see as it is developing. This one doesn't need anything. This one needs a marketplace. It doesn't have the full extent, so it's either this one, right, or it's this one. This one is probably closer. What I could do is, and I just want to show this off, right, this one here is at the moment 97% need for the marketplace. Let's just start with a paved road a bit, so not even that much, right, so just that with the beautiful texture. And this one will most certainly, yep, already lead to 100%. And that's already enough to also upgrade this building here now. Just really nice. So that's the power of the paved roads, that we should get started on that. And by the way, that's a school. Let's have a proper paved road around it, just so that it looks a bit more civilized. For the sewing machine factory, I will need another lumberjack hut, or what we could do instead is I could boost the lumberjack huts to 50%, and I could also lower the output of the sawmills. Let's just make it down to 0%, right? So the sawmills are just working normally now. That's still enough timber really, and the lumberjack huts are producing 50% more, and that's just the amount that we need for also supplying then the sewing machine factories. And look at that, even without the 50% boost, my timber production is at 32 per minute there, while the log production at the moment is at +5. That's because we have a need of a 35 and we are producing 36. So at the moment actually we even have a wider gap there, as we can see, because my sawmills are not working full-time, I think. Expedition! Not many steps left anymore. La Isla de los Muertos. They say the Isle of the Dead is not dead at all, that a bone legion guards its secrets. The rock that dominates the island looks like a skull, at least if you squint and tilt your head. Marrow pink stone rises 150 feet above the forest, pitted with lofty caves that could be mistaken for a multitude of eyes. The dark scar of a mouth at its base could lead somewhere rewarding, if indeed you're brave enough to delve. And lucky us, we do have some bread there, so those stories you loved as a child, this is your chance to be a part of one. I don't know these events. People in those stories had the chance to turn back, yet they never did. A spirit of adventure kept them going, and that is something we explorers should have in spade. Galvanized, the crew agreed to enter the caves. In this underworld, where day lives in permanent exile, lamps are lit but die by turns, suffocated by forces ageless and unseen. Your men hesitate to light them again. The old light burns the eyes of the deathless. A voice whispers, it will anger them, and ask them to trust in the person ahead. Sure, like seriously, there is a person there, and yeah, of course, let's trust them. And a lack of belief forces your party to retreat. Oh, okay, that wasn't successful. And the chain suddenly stops moving forward, and the echoes of a disagreement at its head filter back. Snap out of it! Keep moving, but sir, I swear that thing had no eyes. I won't move another step. Despite their efforts to continue, the feeling your party are trespassing only intensifies, and they depart the dreaded rock, drained and deeply perturbed. Another very interesting story that I don't think so, that I have seen this one yet. No idea. There is one more event and then we'll reach the new world. We are not idle though, so we have plenty of production, we have plenty of timber. Let's just check it out. Do we have another schooner? There you go. Oh, we could also go with the clippers there. And the frigate. Let's send the schooners over. We do need to make some more money. Right, and those guys we're selling then here at Madame Kahina for 2.5. We're still fine with diplomacy, so no war declaration yet, right? Even though military-wise we are extremely weak in comparison now. That will, of course, change once we are going to war. 23 tons of weapons. This is another thing that I should urgently look into it as well. Boosting my weapon production. So let's go ahead with the second weapon factory now that we can afford. It's going to lower the productivity of this lumberjack hut, but it's still fine. And I probably will also need to upgrade that warehouse then. And for the upgrades, let's just check it out. Yes, these blocks here. For another 112 tons of timber, we can upgrade those fellas there. Probably be also going ahead then with some proper looking workers. Very nice. The city continues to grow. I can also afford the next window maker now, so that's 6,500. Let's just go ahead with that. Really expensive stuff, but absolutely required. We do need more window production there for the future. Bricks is still really low, so I think I'm just going ahead now with my last brick production on this island. Another 2 here, so that leads to 8 bricks that we produce now per minute. And also this is the maximum. We are also, by the way, at the maximum of my farmer population for now at least, because there's really not that much room left. I would like to reserve this area here. We can still add... Now also we are at the end here because there is the industrial zone already starting. So not that much I can do anymore, right? So peasant wise we are fine. 2,400 workforce is absolutely fantastic anyway. And I can just really go ahead, continue upgrading more people with the remaining timber that I have until I'm down there on the farmer workforce. So we can really just work on the quality of the city now until we are running out of timber and of course also of consumer goods. So consumption is going to increase with that. Last event, most likely, the visitation. An undesirable visitor haunts the ship, fleeting silhouettes, knocking and screeching sounds. Each morning, the ship appears in utter disarray. A night fiend gulps the hardiest of old crewmen as he sweeps the breeze from the deck. As night draws in, you realize something must be done. Perform an exorcism. Okay. Lucky we have the bread for that. And the crew has its septics, even though the exorcism seems at first to have worked. 2 days later, a sailor cries it had glowing yellow eyes. Upon having sighted the demon near the hold, the unholy thing must be caught. Ooh, even ghosts need food, right? Let's build a trap. I think food will not work. The trap also did not work. It was weak and flimsy, and the crew are excited by the sharp sound, but rush to the scene only to find the bait gone. Very strange events on our way to the new worlds, and that's it. Yep, indeed, we are in the new worlds. My ship has arrived, expedition successful, new world region unlocked. And my frigate is on the way. Isn't that a beautiful sight here? As that ship moves to new areas. And let's hope that we have a good island left to discover. Isabel Samento also introduces herself, the New World trader. She's going to help us out there on a few basics. And also on the first ship, there we have it, the Dusky Hawk. As long as we're not finding the pirate, we should be golden, right? Because we're not at war with anyone yet. And of course, I would need to have a look at this side here, so the northeastern side first, because this is where the ships also leave the zone, the new world, in order to get to the old world. And in that case, I will just now, yeah, move across here, across the border of this map. Already found a smaller island. It's not that bad. It has good resources. It's just way too tiny to do anything on it. And the clipper will also start moving then. There is a big island here. There's definitely going to be some unsettled islands. I'm sure of it. This one, that's a pretty big one. It has lots of rivers though. Ooh, lots of rivers, but other than that, it has plantain, it has cotton, but it has no rum. We are only allowed to settle on one island, don't forget that. This one also doesn't have any rum and lots of rivers, so that's the reasons why these are still, of course, unsettled. Aha, there's Banta with her muscle cracker. So she definitely has somewhere over there her island. We're still scouting. There's Princess Jing. So they, of course, have all been here before already. And it's also not the greatest island where she settled. And that, of course, there's still one more island up there. But that's problematic because I think my ships will always have to pass this island. There's another one here. That must be Banta's island then. I also shouldn't take too much time here because, of course, the AI will settle these guys here as well. It looks tempting. It's a beautiful island, no doubt, right? It has most of the stuff that we need. The cotton is important to reach engineers. No rum is going to be pretty bad financially, though. I mean, we don't need to afford a fleet this time around, so... Could be gold in there, too. I haven't found a rum island yet, though. Also this island here settled by Princess Jing, so we only got 3 islands to choose from, if I'm being honest, because we are definitely going to war with all of them at some point, because they will just declare it outright. In that case, we have the option of this island here, lots of rivers, but other than that, a good shape. We have cotton here, plantain, caoutchouc, but no coffee. Without coffee, I cannot get to investors. Over here we have coffee and cotton. Both are very important. Artisan to engineers and engineers to investors. But we don't have any rum and no caoutchouc. So both of them are not on this island. Whoop-de-doo. And in that case, that would hurt us financially pretty bad. But other than that, we can advance, right? Here we have coffee, cotton and tobacco. Or cacao. Sorry. Cocoa. No, it has to be this one here. Despite its bad shape, this one has the key resources that we need. Instead of pearls, getting rum would have been fantastic, but you know, you can't have everything. Also, the shape is not ideal, so we're going to build the core city in this area, being surrounded by you know, all the productions that we need, which is the cotton mostly and the coffee. And I think with that we can make this one work here. We have, oh yeah, we also have 4 gold deposits. So at least gold together with pearls would lead to jewelry later on, and pocket watches are possible too. So at least there is a couple of goods that we can make out of this island. Unfortunately, without rum, financially we are always going to be a bit crippled there. And the caoutchouc, so no bicycles later on. Especially rum and caoutchouc is extremely hard to get with the docklands, right? We would need 18, respectively 20 trade contracts. That's going to be pretty rough overall. We'll just see. Perhaps we'll never have rum in this playthrough. Let's settle. At least we got it. And we're going to call it Panagos. So, hello, one of my supporters. Glad you have a kind of like, to me at least, Spanish sounding name, or Portuguese, Spanish, Panagos. It is fine. That's the island here. And in that case, here we can now start with our New World Island. Before I do that, let's just quickly jump back to Phoenix. Yes, because in Phoenix my resources are capping, and that is not very good. Let's build some 2 schooners there. And we should also be going down on some resources. I think Schnaps is actually going down there now. It should not. No, it's looking fine. So let's just continue with the upgrading. Getting a few more artisans will help us there. So yeah, right here in the harbor area. Push a bunch of artisans there. And you want the school, right? Yep, for that I will need to have the paved road going down here. That should do the trick already with the school. Getting the 100% out of that. There you go, perfect. So that we can also get this one here to artisan. No one's left behind. There you go, also right here. And let's also just go ahead and have them looking the way I like it. At least for this playthrough. There you go. And also, since we have a bit of timber left, a few more workers can't hurt as well. That's probably going to be those guys. And that's it already, right? As we are out of it. Money's looking okay. And my resources should be fine too for now. So we can just gladly go back. By the way, we now have the cotton, of course. So the fur coats is unlockable. And with that, the road to engineers is possible then in the future. Let's start on Panagosto, our next city that we have, right? So we do have, of course, a harbor area once more. Yep, let's keep this one tight. So that's right by the beach, right? And then here too. We can build the docklands in the new world too. So in that case, we can start our trading then as well, and probably even reach the 20 trade contracts if I'm really sophisticated, right? We might do this if I'm really active on that. Let's start with a few double layered roads, and then probably somewhere here. Let's make a couple. Yeah, let's make another block there. This one right in the middle, so that there's another main road going away, right, into this area then. And the same for the other side. So there we have this little plaza area then. We might make a park there or whatnot. And have this one and then this one. Works perfect. That we also should start on our timber production. Let's just see that we find a nice hidden location for the timber. Oh, there's lots of building space here after all. I like that. I'm over here. There is already a forest. These beautiful tropical forests, right? So the heat would kill me most likely. And just go ahead. Have 3 of them. That should be fine. And another one here. And that's it. We can actually already build them. Go ahead. Once again, we lack the workforce though. Jornaleros we need for this one. I'm just going ahead here now and have a bunch of them on either side as well. I might actually build a beautiful cathedral then here in the center. It would just look amazing, I think, surrounded by the beaches. And then we just have, I think, would also like to go with my already known layout. This is pretty cool here, so they have their own special entrances then right beside the beach area. I think this is looking quite fine. Let's see that we do this once more. Over here, very good. And on the other side, yep, I can still have another block here. Probably this one too. And then I will build my marketplace. For this district, right, since it's very stretched, I will have one here and one here. So that will be the right location for the market. I'm so glad we found an island, to be honest. The Dusky Hawk, the Clipper, this one that we've got for free. We can actually... And also, yes, the entrance to the island is exactly the same as Phoenix, right? Like, we do have the same sized islands. What are the odds? I didn't even notice that up to this point. That's really cool. Makes it a bit easier to defend. And let's get this one to Phoenix, right? Because we will get some weapons over to Panagos. Because at some point, once we have the war declaration, I don't want to waste time waiting to get weapons over. Because by then it most likely will be too late. So we are rather getting the weapons over now and play it safe. Alright, and I would like to have this style on that side too, because I just love these entrances there to the coastal area. Right, and here we just have the normal ones. I do need a chapel. I will probably get rid of one of these houses then here, as always. Let's build. We have the timber. Let's not fool around. I can build all of them with 40 tons that we still have. Age of Tradition we have started. And our Jornaleros are moving in now into our tropical paradise. And yes, by the way, the last island that we found belongs to Miss Hunt. So no chance of actually getting another island than this. It's the best choice. It's absolutely the best choice of what we could have found. The AI opponents, they have very good islands. So Princess Ching got herself the prime island. No doubt about it. Lots of gold, lots of oil, sugar on it, plantain, cotton and coffee. Holy cow. Like, she is absolutely set up with this island for eternity. if she doesn't lose it. Miss Hunt, pretty much the same. Cotton, sugarcane, coffee, and caoutchouc even. Yeah, we were too late. I was taking too long. She's got the best island, no doubt. She's got 22 oil fields. I don't believe that. 22 oil fields, 4 clay deposits, gold deposits, all the resources you can wish for. I was born in the wrong period of time. Miss Hunt is in paradise now. We probably are going to feel that later on. Let's continue. We have the resources to upgrade a few more to artisans. And over here also more to workers. With all the upgrades, I will need to reinforce my production, even though... Oh, wait a second. There are some buildings destroyed here. No wonder we are low on some resources. Still, we need to build them anyway at some point. And let's just do it now. We can afford it. Also the last schnapps production. And for the wool, let's build another sheep farm here. And the next sail maker, right? And can we upgrade? We could upgrade them. 10,000 it costs me to upgrade a medium warehouse. Let's rather just upgrade a smaller one for now, before I invest that much money. And yeah, I cannot build a ship right now. We are lacking some timber, but I can sell some of them if I want to. We're going to sell these schooners, but we're not doing that for too long anymore, because those 2,500 credits is not that much anymore, since we're also on a balance of 2,600 at the moment. But of course, this is dropping once we start with the next production chains. Alright, Panagos meantime has reached town level. With that we unlock the ponchos, also the fire station. I guess we are going to need the fire station at some point here. And I'm just going ahead here then with some more houses, right? So we can have... Let's actually have a block with a courtyard. I think I'm going to like this a bit more. And over here, a bunch of them, even though we're not building them yet at the moment. It's just beautiful. Look at that as the sun is going through the clouds. What a game.
One final look.
What a game indeed. Newspaper wise, we are also going into the minus 30% consumption. Probably a permanent one from now on. The same goes with the plus 15% for the income. And we are going with the 5 happiness that is already here, right? Company settles in Tropics, not in Tropico, and Nivarias settles first island in the New World. We could, of course, also stack them, so I could go ahead with minus 20% consumption on top of the minus 30 that we already have. It's probably one of the things that I'm doing once I have more influence. New orders, Admiral. My frigate has arrived. Let's get the Puma. Let's get the bricks off board, right? So we can use that. Can I have a depot? Yes, I will need a depot here. So the New World already gets its first harbor buildings. Let's build 2 of them. So that I can unload the remaining bricks, and then the Scallion goes back to Phoenix. We don't need that ship here any longer. And there we also have my ID. The depots now, the first basic ones in this harbor area that we're going to need. Very good. And with the remaining timber, or actually not the remaining timber, but with the next timber that is already coming in, we can finish the next houses in construction, right? As my timber production is now fully working. We're sitting still on some steel surplus there, and also in my storage we have plenty of steel available. I would like to use this to also build the 3rd weapon factory now that we have. We already have some weapons in store, like 60 tons almost, and we're producing weapons now at a ratio of 2 per minute, right? And with that it will be 3 per minute, and we can of course also further boost it by changing the productivity. Something I'm not doing yet because my workers are not happy enough. Probably reducing the slaughterhouses is doing it. No, steelworks also only a minor change really, so it's not doing that much. So I will leave it as it is right now. And for the sausage, I think the sausage is a 0 as well. I'm going to build yet another pig farm over here, and let's also build another pig farm over there. That leads to another slaughterhouse, and let's also have another soap factory now. So soap production, another thing that I'm going to boost here. Looking at my warehouses, this one here we probably will need to upgrade, as there is a couple more productions now close by. So far so good. I'm just waiting now for the new world to develop a bit. Then we can start with our cotton production, getting this over in order to focus on getting the engineers in Phoenix. And of course, we should really start focusing on some defensive structures now as well. Stay tuned.